Well, there you have it. If I don't even know where to start. If we missed three or four big opportunities in the first match, and in the second match, feels like we missed another four or five. Like this is just all I can really do is laugh because I thought after last match that there's no way that we're gonna miss three or four 100% opportunities, like goals that should be buried in the back of the net. Didn't think it would happen. But here we are, and we did, and it was our Achilles heel throughout these two matches. Um, and listen, when you get to this stage of the competition, you have to capitalize. You have to capitalize, and it's simply what it came down to. It came down to a saved penalty in the first match. That you look at it, we should have scored that one. Again, post crossbar in the first match. We come to this match, and again, four or five opportunities that we couldn't score on, and you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Rangers hit us on one counter, they score, and that's the end of the match. But let's start at the beginning. Pretty much starting lineup, everything that I predicted. The formation, at least where I was watching, looked like it was a 3-5-1-1 for Red Star. I think it was just a basic 4-4-2. Oki doesn't really play as a right wing player, right midfielder. He's more of an attacker. Same with Pavko. So both guys were straight up center forwards. I think the 3-5-1-1 is a little bit complicating things a little bit more. We definitely didn't play with three at the back, so I'll tell you that. First 5 minutes, we were kind of all over the place, and it makes sense. Packed stadium, have to come back from a 3-0 result. The passing was very bad in the first, I would say, probably 10 minutes. And then I said in my preview yesterday, you have to score in the first 15, 20 minutes. You absolutely have to do it. And that's what Rangers did twice in the first match. And we did that in this match. I think it was the 11th minute where Ivanic scored off a Kanga and Katai short corner. Awful marking from Rangers, by the way. For a team that has a lot of height and then center backs who can really get up there, I thought it was awful marking. When you consider that Ivanic had time to chest the ball down and have a, kick in and score, it's way too much time in a small area, so close to the goal. And right after that, we have another chance where Ivanic's shot is stopped by Alan McGregor, and that's right after that chance. It's literally a minute or two after that, and it went out for a corner kick. And Alan McGregor, I said coming into this match, he was the weak link for this Rangers team. And the reason why I said that, I had a few people ask me in the comments, like, why would you say that, he's 40, he's still a very good keeper? He is. I just went off the tape. I just went off the highlights from the last maybe 3 or 4 matches that Rangers played. And I thought a lot of the goals that he had conceded, I thought he was poorly positioned. And he just simply, it looked like his reflexes weren't there, which they were clearly in these two matches. And miscommunication with the back line. I thought that there was a lot of that in the first match, and I thought there was some of that, a little bit more of that even in the second match. But hats off to Al McGregor. When you take a look at this tie through the two matches, he's the most deserving Rangers player that they're going through. Tavernier was really good in the first match, but let's not overlook his save from the PK on Katai. He had 3 or 4 magnificent stops today. And I think Rangers were kind of all over the place. And I said in my preview, if you can score 2 goals in the first half, that's excellent. You go into the second half with a little bit less pressure and a little bit more pressure on Rangers. Because now if they concede another goal, it's 3-3. Anything can happen. You're playing away from home, hostile environment. Literally anything can happen. I think the miss from Pavkov in the second half will haunt us. He did an excellent job of bringing the ball down, getting by the defenders, and then Pavkov was just completely flat-footed. And in that situation, if you're caught flat-footed, I don't know what to tell you. You have to be on your toes. Anything can happen. Even if Oki had a shot on goal, McGregor stops it, the ball goes to the side, you're right there. You have to be on your toes. And that was right at the start of the second half. And it's just chances that have to be capitalized. The save on Ivanic in the first half, I thought was a turning point. I was watching the match and I was thinking to myself, this could very easily be the turning point, because Red Star had so much pressure at that point that you felt like a second goal was coming. The play was kind of in the middle of the field. Like, I wouldn't say that Rangers were kind of waiting to do something off the counter, and Red Star was just kind of looking to build up play and try to go at Rangers as much as possible. But most of the play was kind of in the middle of the pitch, and that chance kind of came out of nowhere. Piccini's chance at the end of the second half, again, outstanding stop from McGregor. I don't know if he could have placed it any better. Left-footed, kind of tried to place it over McGregor. He got his hand out and it went out for a corner kick. And Piccini started favoring his hamstring right at the end of the first half, and I thought that he should have been taken off right away at the start of the second half. Because a hamstring, I've had hamstring injuries, like we all deal with it differently, to be fair. But like, I can't continue running after I've like pulled a hamstring. And I think the worst thing that happened to Piccini was that it happened at halftime, to where he's off for like 10-15 minutes now, and now he's had time to kind of calm down a little bit, and then you get the issue again. I thought that the Rangers' goal was an excellent counterattack from Kent to Kamara to back to Kent, and the deflection, Dragovic gets the deflection and the ball could go anywhere. You kind of ask yourself, if Dragovic doesn't touch that ball, does Borjan save it? I think there's a lot of pace on it, so he's probably scoring it anyways. But the deflection just kind of took it again over Borjan's hand, and he goes in, and that's pretty much the match right there. Now you have to chase another goal, so that's 4-1. You have to score another 3 now. It's a tough task. It was always going to be a tough task, and I said it from the start. 3-0 is a big result to come back from. 3-0 is a big result to come back from some of the smaller clubs, let alone a club of Rangers stature. And it was always going to be tough, but like I said, if we scored in the first 15-20 minutes, now you're getting there, and there's a lot of more nervousness in the Rangers back line. I thought it played a little bit better in the second half, but still it's not that great. I think it's such a weak link for this Rangers team going forward, and I think they're gonna have to fix some things back there if they want to advance any further in this Europa League, depending on who they get next. But they have some things to really fix up. This pretty much came down to missed opportunities and McGregor's brilliance in goal. You can't afford to miss what we missed in the first match, and what we missed today was crazy. Like the Ben wide open goal, I for the life of me, I get that it's his weak foot, but you have to bury that. You're a professional footballer. Like, you have to bury that. There is no excuse, absolutely no excuse to miss that. You can't even say a defender's in his way. It's just simply just not hit well. And there was even each header as well that McGregor did well to get to. Pavko, I don't think should have played the entire 90. After the 70th minute, he was synonymous with the match. Didn't really do too much. I thought he was really good, considering I was very critical of him in the first match. I thought he was a lot better in the second match. I thought Ivanic was absolute class today. I thought Katai was great as well. And when the two of them are going, like I said in my preview, if the two of them are going, Rangers are going to have a long night. And Rangers did have a long night, but it could have been a lot worse if again, we capitalize on our opportunities. Ivanic's ability to get by players and some of the stuff that he does it's just very good. Technically a good player. He's not the fastest. He does a lot of trekking back. He does a lot of defensive work, which is kind of what he's been doing the last, I would say, year and a half. And he's the reason why we almost beat AC Milan in the away fixture in Milan. Like, he almost willed the team to victory. The only thing that saved Milan was away goals. And, they scored, I think it was 2 that they scored. Yeah, it was 2 that they scored in Belgrade. So, it was 3-3 at the end of the day, but they scored 2 away goals, so they went on through. But he's an exceptional footballer, and he more than made up for, not playing very well in Glasgow, which I said in at the end of last match, and in my preview, he needs to be a lot better if Red Star has any chance of advancing to the quarterfinals. I'll say one thing now. Ryshario Živkovic wasn't even on the bench. Very interesting. He's the only player who has any type of speed. Stankovic yesterday at the press conference said that everyone is healthy, everyone is ready to go. Interesting that he wasn't even on the bench. Like I said, he's the only player with any kind of speed on this team. Falco even played, which shows you how desperate we were. He's a player who just hasn't played much at all this season. He hasn't played very well since he's arrived at Red Star Belgrade. He was supposed to be a big-time signing. Simply hasn't lived up to hype. There's been rumors that he's definitely leaving this summer. And you kind of wonder if this is Ivanic Nkatai's last goal with Red Star in the Europa League, Champions League. Rangers fans, I don't know if you remember, I think it was last summer that Rangers were actually interested in Ivanic. I think the price tag was around 4 or 5 million euros. Never ended up happening, thank God for us. But there were rumors, I believe that it was the summer of 2021, like June or July, if I'm not mistaken. Everything the last 2 years has been so crazy. I can't even remember, but I think it was last season, because he had just finished playing very well against AC Milan, and there were rumors that he was going to leave the club. I think Spartak Moscow was interested in him as well. Thank God he didn't go through, but he was really, really, really good this evening. And again, it comes down to opportunities. Rangers pretty much had one chance and they scored the one goal, and that was enough to seal the victory. Did the better team go through? I mean, I could leave that up to you guys. I think that Red Star were much better than Rangers in this second leg. The first leg, it's hard to argue, if Red Star was better or not. Rangers scored 3 goals. I mean, I can't say that Red Star were better when Rangers had, 3 goals scored. I think that we did a really good job of not conceding many corners and no free kicks anywhere close to our 18-yard box, which I said was very scary for us in the first match, because Tavernier made everything count. It felt like everything that he placed in the box in the first match was met well, and it felt like every time that Rangers had a very good chance of scoring when the ball was whipped in. Again, Alan McGregor, absolutely spectacular. If you look at this fixture over the 2 matches, he's the best player, I think, for both teams when you take it into consideration. The stops were incredible. Again, good. Best of luck to Rangers, first of all, in the quarterfinals. Depending on who you get, I don't have the list in front of me, but there's a lot of teams I think that Rangers could get by, because whatever Rangers lack in the back line, they have kind of going forward. Morelos, the injury, I don't know how serious that is. Another possible hit if he's not playing. I know, and I usually don't follow what the media say a lot prior to matches. I think it's really unfair that there was a lot of rumors about Morelos and his future. You have a big match ahead of you, and the talk of the town is Morelos got a new manager, and is he on his way out of Rangers? I don't know if he was forcing a move or whatever the case may be, but he's been exceptional for you guys for the last few years. I follow football a lot, so I know that he's been scoring goals like crazy the last 2 or 3 seasons, or however long he's been there. So I don't think it's really fair to the Rangers fans. I don't think it's fair to a lot of the Rangers players. That this was kind of being talked about, and I think a lot of the Scottish media kind of underestimated this match. And 3-0 lead. Well, let's talk about Morelos and his. Him maybe wanting to leave Rangers, whatever the case may be. I think a lot of people underestimated us, and I'll say that now. A lot of the comments I got, were 1-1 Rangers, Red Star Belgrade. I always thought, and I didn't say this, I should have said it because then I'd have proof of it. I always thought we were going to score 2 goals at least in this tie. I didn't think that Rangers were going to score, actually. I thought it was going to come down and be 2-0, and then we're kind of left heartbroken that we couldn't score the last goal to at least push it to extra time. The penalty, I think, is a clear penalty. It's a stomp. I actually thought McGregor was going to stop that one as well, because he's been stopping everything in this 2-legged tie. But best of luck to Rangers going forward in the quarterfinals. Hope you guys make it all the way. Hope you guys win it, so I can say that we lost to the best team in the Europa League.